I'm not going to be streaming a particularly long time tonight because I am tired. And to the extent that I want to be doing some YouTube stuff at all right now, I probably want to be working on this long form video that I'm working on, which is about different types of AI videos. But I figured while I'm trying to piece together the different kinds of AI videos, then the different kinds of things that AI videos can do, I guess, I might as well stream a little bit, see if the verticality of it is a sufficiently significant impact really to make a difference over the earlier numbers. Hi, Boba Fett. How are you? So, what I would say regarding the kinds of AI video making things there are out there, in terms of categorizing them, which I'm going to need you to make this long form video I'm interested in making. I figure I'll talk it through, type in some notes here while I'm streaming. So we're specifically talking about, well, there's text to video, and that comes in basically two forms. One is like text to video A, 1A, I guess, is like empowering women running. Okay, so this thing basically generates a script from a concept, and then what was that? What was that all about? So if you have a text to video one, it could be like the example of empowering women running. So I will show you some of these examples to demonstrate what I'm talking about, okay? This thing generates a script from a concept that you describe to it. And then it puts a narrator saying things and like still images or stock footage underneath it, basically. Narrates over slides or over stills or stock stills or video, stock stills or video. The other kind is the kind that generates it out of whole cloth. So you be like generates a video out of your words. This has no narration of any kind. It's just the actual scene you described. No narration. No stock meow. No stock meows. So I'm going to demonstrate some of these concepts right now with some of these videos that I've made. I like playing around with these AI video making things. They're kind of weird. Okay. All right, let me just put it that way. But if we go to the downloads here, and like, let's look at this video. All right. Now this video, which I'll show you. This is one that makes the video out of nothing. Okay. It's like, it doesn't require you to, it doesn't have any narration. It's not a script or anything. It's just you describe the scene and the AI tries to make it as best they can. Of course, for something like this, it's not a very good job it's doing. Because the prompt I put here is not very similar to the video that it rendered. I put, I think, for this 24 women running along a narrow strip of sand, okay, with men on either side clapping and waving at them. Modestly dressed. 24 modestly dressed women running on a narrow strip of sand with men on either side clapping and waving at them. This one I added sound to it. Usually they don't have sound with them, but right, you see, it's like, what's going on here? These women are just popping out of the sand out of nowhere, etc. Obviously, that's not how people are in the real world. Let's look at another one of these. So I put the prompt for this one, and this is a like a drawing or paintery kind of one of these AI engines for one of the sites. The one site that I got a subscription for. And the thing is, the prompt I put was a woman in a large hat overseeing men planting carrots in a field. Okay. There's not really any carrots that I see. Those are flowers. And there is one dude, maybe back there. There's a dude, see? But the other thing is, like, why does she change partway through who she is? Why does she start out as that person and then change into that person? And why is her outfit always changing? You know, I don't know. It's not perfect, obviously. It's still got some meows to meow. Let's look at some more of these. So I don't have a ton of them, but so this one I put, make a video, you know, that has an older woman scowling at a younger woman eating asparagus at a diner. Let's take a look. Let's enjoy this fine AI video that was made here. As you can see, there's some broccoli eating in the mix. Let's watch. Oh yeah, broccoli. Like I don't know, like where are these? They're not very good yet at getting it so that you don't have like cups disappearing and appearing out of thin air. It doesn't really know what to do with objects yet. This one is specifically like for rendering kind of adult images. It was like named XX Meow Meow or whatever, but it's not. This is safe for work. And this one I typed in. So anyway, for that previous one, because it was meant for that purpose, that engine, I typed in busty woman holding bag of popcorn. This one I typed in a prompt of, it's an animation one. I typed in the prompt of anime style wizard casts spell at three-headed monster. But there's no three-headed monster, as you see. It's just what's going on here. Nobody knows. And then for this one, I put a peasant woman, a giraffe, a kid holding a stick, and a man in a tuxedo sweating a lot, argue about zoning laws. And this is what it gave me. So you might be saying, how can you tell they're arguing about zoning laws, Eric? I would say, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to make of this whole thing. Like, what is this? Is this AI baby drinking a cup full of clay mud or something? I don't know. There's a giraffe. There's the giraffe. There's the mountains in the background. Anyway, it's pretty great, obviously, but nevertheless, not the sort of thing you could actually use at all yet for any particular purpose. I have this one. 3 ladies and 2 men are standing in front of a guard. Meow. And meow, 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 meow.
Ever wondered what happens when a simple
Right.
turns into a heated debate?
So all I put for the prompt of this one was...
These 3 ladies and 2 gentlemen wanted to enter a private community, but there's a twist.
Was I put 3 ladies and 2 men are standing in front of a guard...
Turns out they forgot to bring the one thing that
a guardhouse, arguing with the guard about whether they could get in or something. And this made this little, like, what do you think will happen? Meow, meow, kind of video, you know? Pretty strange stuff. And then this one I put like a baseball player and I put like 2 baseball players and a tennis player collide into each other with ice creams or something like that. And this is what this one made. So there are other interesting things I could show you from my playing around with those, but I'm going to set that aside for the moment. Besides the text to video ones, like the ones I was just showing you there are, you can also make picture to video, still to video, and in that one, you put a picture of, you upload a still image and it'll turn it into a video of that thing, like moving around or whatever. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the chat so I can see it without my glasses. And you and I and everybody else are going to explore what it means to be alive. What it means to be truly, truly alive for the first time. Here we go. Do I feel concerned about AI kind of replacing creators and stuff? No. I don't. I think that certain kinds of things that ought to be automated are going to be automated more easily. Like, in addition to the kind of video, text to video things that I was showing you, there's also some of those programs are really more um, like a fancified PowerPoint program. Hi, Aboof Amber. Hi, LD Broughton. Hi, Zonjus Yule. Hi, Rahul Reader. Hi, Dirty Panther. Hi, The Gobbler. Hi, Marcio Souza. I do believe in dog. I sound like Ron White. Who's Ron White? What's the scoop? Here not seen before. Welcome. Happy to have you here, Beardy Home Brewing. Happy to have you here from Belfast, Northern England. Ireland, I mean. Sorry, no offense. So I hear you guys are the Catholics. Are the dinks colored? I'm not sure what the dinks are. Hello, Moto. Who's Moto? Talking about Cam Moto? Live chat. Emilio, hello. And if I did not say hello to Sashu, hello. Now everybody is greeted. Kate Karma's Pimp, hello. You are also greeted. I'm glad to hear you're going to overthrow Boba. LD Broughton High, LD Broughton High, LD Broughton High, LD Broughton High. Your name is hereby said. Bubble Teeth Throne says Zonjus Yule. And accordingly, I have read it. The question I pondered before is, at some point, will AI ever be able to do exactly this? I think probably, yeah. As long as it's got something to model, something real to model after. So to do this means to be able to engage in all the real-time interactivity and fluidity of a person to things that are said in the chat and things that might happen in an actual physical space. So, it getting colder, getting warmer, like a bug just hit my arm, It would have to be totally convincing. It would have to include stuff like this, kind of antsy habits, but not looking as though they're artificially stuck in there, But I think it would be a lot easier for AI to say, continue live streaming like Eric does, generating both the video, audio, and any other components that I might add, such as polls and stuff, real time and ongoing. But also in the same degrees and failures to do so of me. It's not like I'm constantly responding to the chat. Sometimes I'm looking at something in another tab and then I'm not responding to the chat at all. So let's see. Skynet is coming, says Zonjus Yule. I'm not sure about Skynet, but I do believe in Elon Musk's Starlink. I believe that's coming. In fact, I believe it already came. I'm better at YT, so I'm doing okay. I don't doubt that you're better at YT than I am. Joseph Manny, just come up with something slightly less, beat to death. Even if it was never a good idea in the first place, but I've heard that 400 billion times. So just don't be boring. Is that what it's called? Starlink? I believe so. You're eating McDonald's right now, says Jackson Coons. Good for you. The extended body cam footage for that is out Boba by Donuts raw police footage. Don't know what that is. But in Siberia, the internet Starlink cost 50 euros. That's my best Serbian accent. I know it's not a very good Serbian accent. That's okay. That is okay. It's good enough for me. What do you talk about in the $100 sessions? I mean, you can watch one and you just go to my videos, watch a typing session. That's exactly what it is. I ask questions and figure out what personality type you are. Right. I ask questions, listen to answers, sometimes ask follow-up questions. I do some skills testing, like I'll test a person's intuition according to a variety of different tests I have. Some of them for extroverted, some of them for introverted intuition. I'll test their ways of knowing. Do they know primarily by intuiting or by experiencing? Or ask about their relationship with execution or action, talking, etc. Meowgity meow, meowgity mew. Can you text my edging skills? Can I text them? I mean, do they have a cell phone? I doubt they do, Crazy Cube Smith. And are you really such a crazy Cube Smith? Seems a little self-aggrandizing. There's a lot of Cube Smiths out there. Do you stand out that much among Cube Smiths? Why, it seems like every third person I know is a Cube Smith. I'll call somebody up. What you doing? Most of the time, the answer is making cubes. The rest of the time, the answer is smithing cubes. Hi, Rachel Strauss. You're so into me? How nice of you. What a sweet lady you are. How could such a sexy lady be so into me? That's what everybody keeps asking. Or she must be into you because never is because they never say because of your full head of hair, Eric. A small pond of blood. What's the meaning of life? I would say life means a lot of different things. Are we collectively purposed for something? Hard to say. Individually destined in some sense for meh reality and not meh? Hard to say. The way the body was positioned, though, it was made to look like they were sleeping. Instead, it was Moida. Moida, I tell ya. Moida in the first degree, I tell ya. The meaning of life is your interpretation. Well, that's true. I mean, certainly every individual is going to have their own distinct understanding of both themselves, other people, the world, purpose. Like, it seems as though a lot of people are very dedicated to having all of our world existence, whatever, be an entirely unpurposed set of affairs. But different people have different understandings of that, right? Like, I understand purpose on a large frame like that. Instead of, and I'm talking about purpose, like, why are you going to the store right now? Well, the purpose of going to the store right now is to get milk. I mean, I don't have any socks on, J Dog. Why? Because I'm wearing these kinds of shoes. These kinds of shoes don't need socks. They're called tatami slippers. But J Dog, what I want to know is why you are interested in my socks. I'm not saying you shouldn't be inherently. I'm just saying it doesn't seem a particularly interesting topic. Now, what was I musing about? So, fair enough. Fair enough, J-Dogs. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Yeah, keep me on my toes. My unsocked toes. Pow! You got to see a little bit of unsocked action there. There's only one or there's none. Let's not get all pretentious over it. There's only one meaning to life or no meaning to life. Well, I mean, you understand the meaning of life at least on two different frame levels. Like, for example, is Earth and all the creatures on it, including us, is that purpose for something versus am I purposed for some outcome or purpose, like for some job? Is there a destiny that I can either fulfill or fail to fulfill? I have before chosen it. It's not the case that I never farted before. Fifth, like, sup, Eric and Rachel. Sup, free next. Is that what it is? I have to put my glasses on. Yes, it's free next. I screenshot that. Good job, you screenshot that. Sup, Timmy? How's it going? I'm standing out here in the light from this window. It's not that bright. So is this something that current generative AI would be able to handle? Dappling lights and shadows without messing it up and being completely as realistic as this is? Well, it's going to be a while, I think, till it can do that. Timmy says good and nice. He says, how are you doing? J-Dog says, you're destined for greatness. I can feel it. Well, I hope I attain my destiny soon, because right now, I don't even think I'm manifesting at a level of destined for barely passing. If my eventual destiny is greatness, I would say currently I'm barely passing. So I've got to get from barely passing to weak to below average to average to mid, which is a little bit better than average, to above average, to good, to very good, to great, all the way up to fantastic. I mean, greatness, I guess, is the last one. And that's a lot of levels between me and there. I think those are crickets. I don't think those are actually frogs. Do I play games? I play an occasional game. Like, sometimes I like to play a game where I pretend I have to nuke just one city, and then I imagine myself dropping nuclear bombs on, say, Madrid. You know, not really. That's not really a game I play. The game I do play is Goat Simulator. I play Goat Simulator occasionally. I've been known to play a little bit of Road Rash. I've been known to play a little bit of Paperboy on occasion. I'm drinking coffee. Go get some more, actually. S7V7NFIV5. You know what, Whitecliff? Give someone else a turn. Give someone else a turn. It's like, what if they had the next Olympics in Paris again? Would other cities think that was fair? No, they wouldn't. Same with atomic bombs. So here, Hiroshima and Nagasaki are both going to have to wait a long time before they get nuked again. There are a lot of cities, other cities in the world that are in front of them in line. No, Whitecliff, you are really missing the point here. Nagasaki, same business as Hiroshima, okay? And don't be telling me White Sands, New Mexico next, okay? Message to the FBI. This was a joke and I'm sorry. No, not Okinawa either, not Tehran, not White Sands, New Mexico. I think probably if we have to nuke one city on Earth, let's pick. Let's pick Port-au-Prince, Haiti. I think that's a good choice. Port-au-Prince. There's not a whole hell of a lot going on in Haiti. I mean, if you got to lose a place, you might as well lose like the slummiest place. That's what I'm thinking. No, not Pearl Harbor either. You guys are making terrible suggestions. Is this what happens when you do too many drugs? Is what happens? Are you perhaps referring to the making of coffee? When you've done too many drugs, you might find yourself making a hot, delicious cup of coffee. Or are you referring to my facile and appealing banter and how endearing and amusing it all is? Is that what you're referring to? That might have something to do with all the drugs. But I think I was that way to begin with, you know. You see, how does all this sexy happen? Nah, not really link it. Wouldn't link that so much to the drugs either. Again, just natural charisma. You gotta strike. Yeah, well, you're right there, Jada. You gotta strike the sweet spot. Haiti's not black. Jeez. Those people are indeterminate browns. Okay. The truth is, if I wanted to pick the blackest country, I would have picked the Congo or something. They're much darker. Well, I try not to sleep too much. I'm just saying, look, if you gotta pick a place, right? Pick like the shittiest place. I guess you could, so that's gonna be either like Haiti or, like Mogadishu or something. Ooh, how about Palestine? Yeah, Warsaw. Poland's already been at the start of something new, you know. All right, if you want to like pick some white people just to be like super fair or something. How about Greece? How about like, you know, not the main island of Greece, but like that one where the Minotaurs lived? How about that one? Hmm. Listen, we're just playing. If you had to pick the city that a nuclear bomb was going to hit, what city would you pick? It's a perfectly reasonable game to play. You could say Oslo, Norway, if you'd like. I'm not going to pick Oslo. I think Oslo's fine. Maybe, maybe we could pick. How about like, how about like, mm, maybe Manila, Manila in the Philippines, Bikini Atoll. You and I are thinking in the same vein here. Good minds think alike. Venezuela, Michael K. Venezuela. Well, they do have some oil. Maybe we could take that. Not a lot of calories. Mr. Takar. At nighttime, I like to see beautiful women, but during the daytime, I will look at these goats and sheeps. Oh, yes. Come here with your bah. Bring it. Bring it over here. There you go. That's a good goat or sheep. What do you mean they're not the same thing? I'm pretty sure they are. What do you mean goats don't have wool? They've got wool. It's just called goat hair. Wool is just another word for sheep hair. And sheeps and goats are the same. Ergo, obviously, goat hair and wool are equivalent, if not identical. Hey, Mr. Man. Mr. Darabal. Listen, I'm not messing around. I am not on anything that's methylated at all. So just chill the fudge out. Are you fluffing kidding me? Logan lost it? No, I'm not. I'm not allowed in the culture anymore. Which culture is that? Mm-hmm. J-Dog. They have oil, ergo, we need to bring more freedom to them. Freedom and, you know, good old-fashioned American capitalism. Mr. Rebel. He's not Mr. Rebel. He's Mr. Rebal. Okay? He's Da Rebal. Jimmy Rebel is more extreme. Michael K. agrees with you, I think, perhaps. Venezuelan oil is not very good, is that what you're saying? It's kind of got that south of the border quality. Well, some things from south of the border are good, you know. Like, where are you going to get the highest quality piñatas in all the world? Why, in old Mexico, of course. Heil the painter? No, Logan. Obviously, I'm not a groupist of any sort. I'm not an anti-Semitic person. I'm not racist. I'm not sexist, ageist, ableist, any of those things. What I am is correct. And I'm so much more correct than some people, and I'm a tiny bit more correct than other people. But I'm more correct than everybody. Damien Phelps says, like the women. I will like them all. I like you and you and you. Why? Because you're wonderful people, even though you have vaginas. No, Ontario. Athrun loves my mom. You do? Thanks. I'm sure she appreciates your love. You know, my mom was pretty lonely till she met Athrun. Zangus Yule is opposed to Ontario for reasons undisclosed. Well, I am more correct than Biden, that's true. Also, more correct than any of the other candidates. Be they RFK, Trump, or Kamala Harris, or any of those people. I'm obviously way more correct than they are because I'm not because I know what I'm doing. Well, Logan, thing is, I'm not constantly correct. I'm just continually engaged in the process of being correct correctly. That doesn't guarantee results, obviously. All you can do is execute the process as well as possible and assume the results will speak for themselves and will represent that cleanliness of performance, but understand also that there's a certain amount of random variability in the whole thing, and you can't control everything in the world. I, too, Logan, lost it and deadly serious most of the time. I'm not particularly hungry, no, Athrun. There are some wild animals that come near our house some of the time. We've had, for example, a pesky raccoon trying to get into, and successfully getting into our trash cans out here and pulling out food trash to get into. Rachel alerted me to it happening one time. The first time it happened, she was like, "There's something happening outside. Oh my God." I slept a lot. Thanks, Logan. It's a lovely home. I like living here a lot. I got up today about 12:30 p.m. You know, and I shooed away the raccoon when I got up that one time that Rachel informed me about it. And then on another occasion, I heard it getting into the trash and I went up there and shoot it away. Obviously, when the trash goes up on Mondays, then it doesn't have any trash in the trash can for the raccoon to be attracted to for a little while. And so the raccoon, in other words, there's not trash there consistently enough for the raccoon to really be habituated to coming by. But, you know, occasionally we'll see a bear around here. We see bobcats. We have wild turkeys, quails, coyotes. Gigantic lizards called dragons. The breed is ice and lightning. We don't really have any dragons. We have squirrels, we got squallers, jays. We got deers, we see plenty of deers. You know, deer. I don't want to do that, Damian Phillips, because there'd just be no possible benefit to doing that. Mm-hmm. I've seen bobcats on multiple occasions. There's also, I saw one time cat paw prints in the snow. They were too big for a bobcat. It had to be a mountain lion. So I know there are an occasional mountain lion around here as well. Not unless they're rabid or something. Bobcats, I think, stay away. You know, that's their rabid. Mountain lions. Which type is the hardest to type? I mean, it depends on the individual person. ENFJs can be tricky to distinguish between them and like ESTPs maybe, or INFJs, or INFJs can be tricky to type because they don't give you a whole ton of information, and they don't accurately self-report. We're ready to kick the bucket. Well, how about I kick your bucket? So you get in your bucket, I'll kick it, and then you won't bother me anymore. Hi, Zoe. Leave those buckets alone. Supposedly that guy's been vindicated by history. That's a disgusting suggestion, Rahul. She definitely is not. Neither of them, Checo. Neither. What advice would I give to myself at 25? I mean, it's hard to say because I probably wouldn't listen to me. But maybe I'd warn myself that puffing too much nitrous causes neurological damage. Do I like fishing? I do fish occasionally, but I'm not a huge fishing aficionado. I'm not a huge aficionado. Am I afraid of AI? No. I titled it this because I surveyed all the different kinds of AI video makers available today and kind of came to understand that they represent different kinds of video makers. They make different kinds of videos depending on what they are. I once brought a lion cub at home, thinking it was a cute cat because we used to live near the forest and all the children used to play inside the woods, of course, without our parents knowing. What advice would you give yourself at 35? I'd say quit drinking as soon as you can. I quit at 42. Checker says, live life to the fullest. That's not terrible advice, but it's so vague. Am I an atheist? No. You have a good one too, AJ. Show media, she takes tobacco. Oh, Winston's mom? So, that's fine. Good for her. I appreciate her cigarette habit. It takes a strong-minded person to just be like, fuck off, everybody, and I'm just going to keep on smoking. Yeah, I've tried it before. Snuff, it's called. You think that as AI models use more data, they'd be less encouraged to generalize and simply be able to retrieve as all possible input cases will be trained? Um, I mean, no, because I think that people are always going to still have to make editorial decisions. Um, like, let's say AI gets excellent at doing its job, including making editorial decisions. Well, I would suspect that then the AI could produce three versions of that thing, and a human being would be able to still distinguish between, make the right choices regarding what's the best thing to do, because they have, of course, their own goals there are different goals you can attain artistically with a given thing. You can't always be all things to all people. And no matter how many different kinds of input the AI is trained upon, there's still the variability of inexact humans expressing what they want inexactly. Is it wrong to pee on your wife in the shower in order to mark your territory? No, it's perfectly normal. What advice would you give yourself 20 years from now? What advice would yourself 20 years from now give you? Um, it would either be get on top of your shit or be happy. I'm not sure which one. Well, Dirty Dan, I'm sure that incurs you a fair amount of wrath. So, in 20 years, I'll either I mean, it's so difficult for me to know where I'll be in 20 years. What'll be going on, what will have gone on, etc. I still feel like I'm ramping back up to living a normal life, kind of, but also that I haven't gotten there yet. Could be Boba Fett. That's possible. The thing is, you look at my family history, mostly my mom, my dad, my grandma, my great grandma. Really, everybody I can think of is blood relative. Maybe not all of my grandma's brothers and sisters, but the majority of the blood relatives lived till they were very old. My parents both in their mid 80s. My great grandma was 99. My grandma was in her mid 80s. So I have a reasonable expectation of longevity, given that a lot of that stuff is primarily genetics. I look 100 already. Well, are you sure the people you're comparing me against are 100? Because I know I don't look great or a rat 10 foot full of lap, but I definitely don't quite look 100 yet. I have lived rather hard, but more significantly, I'm just naturally wrinkly. I was wrinkly from early on. Okay. You are not the most anything. What did I just do? It's not what I meant to do. Damn it, what did I do? I meant to time him out. Whatever, he can be hidden. I don't give a fuck. He's gotten super hatery towards me increasingly of late, I've noticed. He was kind of shitty to Rachel, like in an ugly way. So might as well just hide that fuck. Mm-mm. I can neither do a back flip nor a front flip. I don't know what's wrong with people. Obviously, orangutan fun full of that came around here intending to troll. Got like sidetracked for a while as he was trying to figure out what was happening, how he could navigate the thing in the ways he wanted to. It could be some specific other identity that's masking himself with that kind of a name. It's hard to say, but let's see. I'm guessing I'll have to go inside and look at what that says. I can't read it from out here. I guess I should have brought my glasses. That would have made things better. I could make the chat bigger as well, then I could see it from outside. Increase the font size. I'm guessing cartwheels are out of the question. Yeah, cartwheels also out of the question, yeah. But you know what I will do for you? I could do a little voguing. There. Honky chat. I'm the most artistic person you've ever encountered. Well, I certainly do make a lot of stuff, but I'm not sure we'll be together forever, Rachel. You, me, forever together. Because this burning is the eternal flame, Rachel. Eternal. Not a temporary flame, an eternal flame. It lasts from now until the end of time. It's called marriage, okay? It's the institution of forever. First two didn't count for me, okay? Don't count those ones against me, though. And that's an awful long time. You're right, Razor Wire. You are wise in the ways of forever. And it's okay if you want to boast a little bit about it. I know all about forever. I used to be addicted to hookers, but then I got my dick chopped off. And now I'm just addicted to books and tea because that's what I got. Did you really, Damian Phillips? I don't think that's an addiction. I think hookers qualify as an addiction. And just like you can't get addicted to, not really, to anal wreckage. Even though I did I founded Anal Wreckage Anonymous. I'm not just a proponent of Anal Wreckage Anonymous, I'm also the founder. The truth is I'm actually not addicted to anal wreckage, and nobody is. Because you can't get addicted to anal wreckage, that's why. It's non-addictive. They made the addictive form illegal. You like talking to hookers, they are your therapist. I wonder why they would make a good therapist. Do you view them as having really made a bunch of wise decisions in their life, or what? Now here, this lady looks like a lady with a good head on her shoulders. I can tell as it's stuffed down there between my legs. Hey, cannabis brother. American cannabis. Oh, wait for me. I was gonna Are you done with your meowing at me, maybe? Okay, I'll give you a little bit more food. Hopefully then, it'll tide you over till morning. I'll go get more food in the morning. There you go, you silly cat. This bag of food is cashed. Just throw this one away. There. Let's pull some bong rips and we'll think about wrapping this up. Maybe play a song before we go, you know. Thanks, Russia. I love you and everything you do as well. And I've never watched any of it, but I love it anyway. Just because you're here more than once. That's all it takes. You're here more than once. You keep coming back, and you've got a check mark. What more can I ask for in life? Spasiba. Здравствуй, Владимир. Правда, да. St. Petersburg. How do you say St. Petersburg in Russian? The answer, Leningrad. St. Petersburg was once Leningrad, but before that it was St. Petersburg, and then it was Leningrad, and now our curtains won't be arriving until August 2 through the 15th. What in the world? Why should it take such a long time? Stalingrad? Where's Stalingrad? Is that the same? Did Leningrad become Stalingrad and then go back to Leningrad again? And then go back to St. Petersburg? Is that what you're saying? Show Media is 40 years young. Yeah, he's from the USA. It's renamed as Volgograd now? It's not St. Petersburg anymore? Did he go Leningrad, Stalingrad, St. Petersburg, Volgograd? That's kind of cray. It's kind of cray McGray. Leningrad is St. Petersburg. Stalingrad is Volgograd. Okay, I understand. I got you now, Fiaco Kiok. I now have clarity in my mind. Gotcha, yeah. Leningrad equals St. Petersburg. And Moscow, still Moscow. It never did change its name. You are 100% broccoli, carrots, and corn? Well, those are 3 all-natural ingredients. I actually make a chili one of these cooking times. Not a terrible idea, Boba Fett. Not a terrible idea. I do think that AI is kind of a fun tool. It makes such weird ass shit, you know? Like, I have this still image that I had this AI generate. And the still image is a picture of the prompt was many people waving at 3 young ladies playing Ring Around the Rosie. But instead I got this picture, you know. It doesn't really follow the instructions precisely. There are more than 3 young ladies playing Ring Around the Rosie. And what's weird is the way that, like, all the women look a little bit different, but they all kind of look the same. I mean, they're just general dressy. Like, what made them all wear these kind of dresses? So many of them have the same kind of like 50s style dresses on. It's a weird picture, right? Where are all those people coming? Where did all those people come from? Just from the mind of imagination, the mind of artificial intelligence. I mean, I haven't yet seen any particularly good songwriting by AI music stuff. Like, it's all kind of generic, mid. It doesn't pop, but it may get there eventually. In the status quo, it's amazing if you don't want it to have vision at all. It's impressive. You know, like I'm impressed by it's very much like the video, except um, the AI music is more useful than AI video because if you're going to, well, I mean, those kind of things are fine, but those are just gimmicky things, like you know, Bob Dylan singing, yeah, that's just gimmicky stuff. That's not. It doesn't matter, you know. I would try to listen to an album, Ag, Great Chaos by Ken Carson. I don't know if anyone needs to hear this, but every snowflake is different. Beautiful people are like snowflakes, and beautiful snowflakes are like people. But snowflake people aren't like beauty, and people without snowflakes are destined to go to hell. What if AI takes over our brains via the Neuralink? I don't think that's going to happen. Can you be my personal assistant? You could maybe get a job with me. I'm not sure. Possibly. I don't think Dylan was a good songwriter. I don't think Johnny Cash was a particularly good songwriter either. Oh, I see. Every snowflake is beautiful. Not every snowflake is different, beautiful people. I got you now. And you're beautiful too, man, Crafts. You've got a great month, May. You've got a great activity, crafting. You got it all going on. You got a conjunction and I'm sure we can find something for you to do. Times Are Changing is pretty well written, as Bob Dylan songs go. But, you know, truly timeless songs, they work well as like standards, as covers that anybody could play it and sing it and it's going to be enjoyable to listen to because it's got so much universality to it, you know, NI pop or whatever. Stuff that's too of the artist, and Bob Dylan stuff is certainly that. I mean, just got limited scope in terms of genius, generalization. this or something. Every day I'm hustling. You know what I like to say? They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty. That's what I like to say. MJ sings Merle Haggard. These things are kind of amusing, but you know, you're never gonna make an impact artistically, a lasting impact, doing that kind of stuff. Hey brother, you drink your goat's blood today? Woody, I have not drank any goat's blood today, no. I had a tall glass of goat urine, obs. And naturally I drank some sheep blood, but no goat blood. You lost your virginity to a Ford Model T engine. I think that would just be called injuring your genitals. I don't think that would qualify as having sex. So I think you need to revisit the question of how one loses one's virginity, Lord Vintage. If you think it involves sticking your penis in an engine, let me advise you strongly to do a little more research before you become sexually active. I still have mine. Show me to you. I'm pure as the freshly driven snow. I can assure you this. I make love with all the skill of a virgin. What about a sheep? Well, sheep provide the food of this equation. You eat their wool. That way your stomach stays warm. Visionary Voyage says, Grandpa, please go to bed. And I'm curious as to why Visionary Voyage cares about what time I go to bed. I wonder if they have dementia. Like, quite possible. Visionary Voyage, if you have dementia, I'll try to remind you, and I know I'll probably have to remind you again later. You worry about your bedtime, not someone else's, okay? Visionary Voyage? Don't worry, we'll take care of you. We'll put you in a memory neighborhood where they'll have 24-hour staff helping you. Poll. Is Visionary Voyage retarded? Has dementia? Or is just a fuck? Those are your three choices. The answer is none of those things. He doesn't deserve to qualify as anything at all. An android's dream of electric sheep. Sperm comes from penis. Really? I'm pretty sure it comes from sperm whales. They have the word sperm right in them. Do you think this world tempts us to be more lazy or productive in this day and age? Well, I mean, nobody's tempted to be productive. That's not a temptation. My mom died of Alzheimer's or dementia as well. So, believe me, it's a slow, long, horrible death that moves from being burdensome on your spouse, to being burdensome on your larger family, to being so burdensome that you have no choice but to put them in a nursing home. And then until it finally ends in a miserable, protracted death. Believe me, having lost both of my parents in the last couple of years, my mother to dementia, I understand just how horrible some of the diseases of the elderly can be. So I hope, Midnight Eagle, you understand that In fact, it's not a game, right? We have to make plenty of jokes and stuff about that. I have to use it as an insult because otherwise, what have I let happen? I've let dementia win, didn't I? I let it kill my sense of humor and turn me into a stupid fucking Karen. We wouldn't want that. Yeah, it sounds like you and I have the same story in Midnight Eagle, except for you it's your dad and for me it's my mom. My dad shot himself in the head towards the end of my mom's life. So, yep, I know all about it. Word up. So, yeah, it was dramatic. Periodically, I think again about the last year or so before my dad shot himself up through when my mom died a few months later. And boy, that was a tough time. Difficult, requiring more of me than I had to give, really, but we managed. I'm sure that was very scarring, Midnight Eagle, to watch as a child. That must have been trauma inducing. Um, you know, apparently bad for you, trauma. Yeah, so they say. Bad for your mental health. All right, well, I guess I'll wrap this up now and go to bed. I'm only 28, and your parents are both dead already at 28? That sucks, man. Uh, you missed your mom and dad more than I ever could imagine. They was really big into the MC world, so many shit happens. That's tough. I mean, I'm not nearly as strong a person as Midnight Eagle. Uh, I lost my parents at the appropriate age when I was like 50. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later. I'm tired. I gotta go chill, watch some TV, and go to bed. Have a good one, everybody.